Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Federico Talks Watches. Today I'm answering some of your questions, some very important questions, like did this brand just shoot itself in the foot at Watches and Wonders? And what do I think of neo vintage Gerald Genta watches? All that and way more in today's episode. Now, of course, before we get started, customary wristwatch check. Today I'm wearing my Grail watch, the H. Moser Endeavor Perpetual Moon with the aventurine dial. Why am I wearing this? You will find out in a second. And of course, guys, don't forget to check out DelReyWatch.com. Now, I know I say this a lot, but we really did have the craziest drop of merchandise. Some of the highest end pieces we've ever had in the highest end quantities we've ever had. We got some crazy stuff coming on DelReyWatch.com, including an H. Moser Endeavor Perpetual Moon, aventurine dial limited to 50 pieces. No, not the one off my wrist. This is one that I will be keeping for the rest of my life, but we got another one in rose gold. Guys, if you've always loved this watch, they've only made 50, and now's your time to pick one up. Of course, it's at a huge discount from retail, because that's what we do, and it really is, in my opinion, the most beautiful watch of all time. We also got the rarest high horology sports watch, in my opinion, the Urban Jurgensen The One. This came out a few years ago, sold in extremely limited quantities, and when I was doing research on the one I got, I only found one other example for sale in the entire world. This is a beautiful high horology GMT with a gorgeous designed bracelet by a very high-end company that is now owned by Kari Voutilainen, one of the greatest, if not the greatest, living watchmaker. And of course, for something a little bit more vanilla, check out this Rolex Datejust. This one is the craziest price. I mean, it's dropped below wholesale. This is going to be on my site for minutes. So go pick this one up at the craziest price you'll ever find, at least in today's market. All this and way more at DelReyWatch.com, the best place for a watch geek to buy a watch. Link in the description below. So anyway, guys, you know the spiel. These are the questions you ask me on my Instagram account at Federico Talks Watches. I put up the Q&A picture a few times a month. When I get enough questions, I take the picture down. Please do not DM me. I do not check them. And we will start in no particular order with Muskender 22. Hey, Fed, what is that Lucky Harvey watch you have on your site? This is a weird one. I'm going to do a video about this. So this Lucky Harvey is a watch that is pretty much a homage to not something normal like a Submariner, but to a Konstantin Chaikin. The eyes tell the time, and when the hour switches over, the tiger's mouth has a retrograde system, and it opens and closes. This was designed by a famous Chinese watchmaker. The Chinese are really stepping up their watch game, and he made a limited edition batch of these kind of Konstantin Chaikin-esque watches, of course, for only like a tiny fraction of the Konstantin Chaikin price, and I saw a couple of them on my travels, and I said, you know what, I have to buy them. And so here they are. It's a very cool watch, not for everybody, obviously, but for a watch geek, this is a conversation starter. The Last Dragon 83. I'm going to Italy this summer, looking to buy watches. Any recommendations? So, for those of you that don't know, I'm Italian, like, not Italian-American, like I am American, but I'm first generation American. Italian's my first language. I have an Italian passport. I've lived in Italy. And so what I'm going to say now might offend a few people. Of course, it's a generalization, but don't buy watches in Italy. Italy is a place I don't buy watches. It's the shadiest, most sophisticated watch dealers, especially in vintage. Every Super Frankenstein, every redone serial number, every redone dial, they all seem to come from Italy. in my book. Now, Italy is a country that loves watches. They've got a great watch culture. But would I buy a watch in Italy? Not even with your money, bro. Sorry, just my opinion. Robert Dixon. Hey Fed, longtime subscriber from way back. Thanks, Robert. What are your thoughts on Bremont's offerings from Watches and Wonders? Have they shot themselves in the foot or just a new direction? They shot themselves in the foot, the crotch, and the face. I don't get what's happening. They just redid their entire image to make some of the most generic looking micro brand-esque watches. Now, Bremont wasn't doing great before, and I don't know how they're going to be doing great now. It's totally bleh. Now, they supposedly have some crazy investment and a new CEO, which I wish him a lot of luck because I've read his resume. Seems like a very impressive guy. But these watches do absolutely nothing for me. And the general consensus is they make no sense and they're only a bad thing for Bremont. Yoast2652. Hey, Federico. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Is Neo Vintage Gerald Genta worth it? I can see prices going up already. So I do think they are. They make some very interesting watches. Of course, their Mickey Mouse and Disney watches are a classic, but also their arena jump hours are cool. I mean, Gerald Genta is not only a name in the watch design circles, you know, he designed some of the most iconic watches of all time, and he's by far the most famous watch designer, rather. But the brand after his namesake, before they got bought up and they were still independent, you know, that stuff is super cool. And I can see why it's going up in price. For a long time, they were massively undervalued. And I still think they're undervalued, but they're a big part of watchmaking history. So I'm a big fan of the Gerald Genta brand of watches. Last but not least, Mose Dungarwala. Hey Fed, what are your thoughts on the Blue Dial Yachtmaster? It is not given as much love as it should. So I actually love the Yachtmaster. It's probably in my top 3 favorite Rolex models, even though I'm not the biggest Rolex fan. Blue is not my favorite. I think the Rolesium, the Platinum Dial, is by far my favorite, the original. But I love the Yachtmaster. It's a dressy sub. Platinum bezel with a high polished Centerlink bracelet, slightly more curved case. I mean, I love it. It's a Submariner for a gentleman. And I would own a Yachtmaster. I have owned a Yachtmaster shortly previously, and I really enjoyed wearing it. So I don't know why it doesn't get as much love as it should. I think too many people are loving the fact that they are pretending to be James Bond with a Submariner, even though they're wearing it at their desk sitting in a cubicle. I guarantee you, you'd feel a lot better wearing a Yachtmaster than a Submariner, but that is just, of course, my opinion. Anyway, guys, that's it for me today. Please give this video a thumbs up. It really does help. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to subscribe. And of course, I will catch you in the next one. Take care.